Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keeping it real.
Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Steven, and this is Steel, Keeping It Real. Now, I finally get the chance to get on the ground floor of doing a reaction video, and this is for the TV show Loki. I watched the first episode last night because it dropped last night, and so I wanted to talk about it. So, let's talk about it. So, after watching this, I realized, and I'm sure everybody else has realized, that Marvel isn't playing around when it comes to not only their TV shows, but their movies. They're way ahead of DC when it comes to any one of these things. Now, this particular one, without trying to give away too much, it does start kind of like at the beginning of Infinity War, and then goes to the middle of Endgame as where this story is taking place. Now, Marvel has found a way to kind of bring Loki back. But is he back for good? We don't know. Loki is kind of the OG bad boy of the Marvel universe. Everybody loves him, but everybody loves him when he is at his worst. He does have a lot of soul searching to do in this. There is a new entity within this called the TVA. You've seen it in the trailers and everything else like that about this TVA, which is kind of headed up by Owen Wilson's character, and it takes him through a lot of what he's done in the past, what he may do in the future, and how he has to come to grips with that, and if he can do anything for the good. Now, of course, if you have Loki is usually the bad guy that you really need, but there's always one person that is better than Loki, and there is a hint that there is somebody out there that is better than Loki. Now, who could this be? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch it for yourself. But they didn't spare anything on this, because it is on like a grand scale that they are showing all of these elements and all the things that are going on and where Loki actually is at this time frame and what is exactly going on with this TVA. I believe it stands for Time Something Authority. So it has to do with time, which is about the only way you could actually bring Loki back, which is almost like what the Avengers were doing at the in Endgame, is that they were dealing with time. So there are elements of that. Well, not elements. There's a lot to do with that particular subject. Now, Loki is Loki, and Tom Hiddleston does a bang-up job. And I'm sure if I was Tom Hiddleston, and the way he is so enamored and adored for being, the OG bad guy of Marvel, that when they said like, hey, we're going to do a TV show, you want to be in it? Of course he's going to be in it. And I'm sure Owen Wilson was like, oh wow, I could be in the Marvel universe, wow. So, but other than that, there's really nobody who I actually recognize in there, except when they're doing these flashbacks. But so far there's nobody else from the Marvel universe that has come into this as far as being like a co-star or anything like that. I can only assume that they will have to do that at some point. It took WandaVision a little bit, and it definitely took the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Outside of those two, it took a minute before they showed anybody else. So the first episode was almost an hour long, which I liked above and beyond what the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision were, because those were only like half an hour episodes. So I'm glad that at least they're going to start off with an hour. I'm wondering if they're going to shorten it down to 30 minutes. I don't know. I hope they don't. I hope this is like an 8-hour Loki movie. If they do 8 episodes, I hope that is what happens. But you know what? I'm one person. They don't care about what I think. They've already got their whole design mapped out for probably the next 5-6 years, all the way into Marvel Phase 5. We're just in Marvel Phase 4. But I can only see good things coming. I wasn't disappointed with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I wasn't disappointed with WandaVision. WandaVision was a little bit out of the normal, and once it got towards the end, it was really what I kind of expected it to be. But you know what? I'm sure we're going to revisit that. I'm sure Wanda is going to show up, what everybody predicts, in the Doctor Strange world, because those are 2 magicians. And it would be great if Loki popped up in there, because Loki, in a way, is a wizard of his own kind. But we will see. So, right now, everything's on track. Everything's looking good for Loki. And I can't wait to see next week. I believe Loki's episodes drop every Wednesday. So, I have another 6 more days to watch another Loki episode. And hopefully you'll be there. I definitely will be there. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace.